Good afternoon, my friends. I am doing this as an introduction to the D2L portion of our course. I will talk to you about this in the first time we actually meet in person, since this is an in-person class. I apologize, my voice is a little messed up at the moment. I'm a little bit sick. Um, so hopefully you can understand this. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. That's not what I meant to do. And we'll take a look around the D2L shell. Now, you probably cannot see a lot of what I am showing you at this point. I've got a lot of things hidden because I'm still building stuff, but I want to show you a couple of things that I think are going to be important to you. So the first thing, when you come in, you click on content, that'll take you to the table of contents. And there's the course documents. You'll see the syllabus addendum, the course policies, your lecture schedule, and the exam handouts. So the exam handouts, you will get a copy of those on each exam. They will be something that you are expected to turn back in to me so that they can be reused for the next test. Please don't write on them. But that is something that you will get. These are here for your own information so that you can study with them if you choose to do so. So that's one thing. This lecture schedule has everything that you need to know about what the names of the files are going to be, what it's referred to in ALEX, all of the due dates for ALEX. Da, da, da. As far as ALEX goes, you should have information about ALEX, and that is here. If you click the MH Campus / ALEX thing and click on ALEX, that'll take you directly to ALEX. What is ALEX? It's the online access to your textbook. So Chemistry 13th edition by Chang. That is the textbook that we're using. It's also the online homework for the lecture section and where some of the materials for the lab are. Now, in case you're not familiar with chemistry at TTC, we have 2 instructors for each class. So there's me, your lecture instructor, and Professor Simmons, who is your lab instructor. She is in charge of all grading, everything associated with the lab. I can answer questions about the lab, but she's better able to handle those. So it's up to you. I'm in charge of all things lecture. So that's why we're talking about this. So ALEX has components in both. Just so you know, it is impossible to pass the lecture part of this class, i.e. the part you get a grade for, without completing the lab. The lab is required. It is absolutely necessary. You must complete it. If you do not do anything for the lab, you will be given either an F or an I. Those are the only choices. You cannot pass this class without doing the lab portion of it. Okay, so that part you should talk to Dr. Simmons about, yada, yada, yada. Now, why am I in here? Why am I talking to you about this? So what you'll find in the 110 section, there's the lecture summer 2022. You'll see that there are 3 components in here, Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. That corresponds to the 3 unit tests that you will have for the class. Now, understand, before the first unit test, we will start covering material that is technically for the Unit 2 test. I do this on purpose. It's not to confuse you. It's so that you have time to assimilate everything from Unit 1 before you take the exam. So we will start with materials out of Unit 2 before we take the Unit 1 test. Okay? So that's something that's going to happen. Know that the materials that are in Unit 1, that's what's going to be on that first test. All right. Now, what will you find eventually when you get into this? You will find that there are 3 components for each particular lecture. So in the schedule, you'll see that there is a lecture name given. All right. That lecture name is what I'm going to be talking about that day in class. All right. It will be given a date for when we're going to talk about it, when the assignments are due, yada, yada, yada. Before that class happens, you will find a topic list that includes parts of the textbook that are talked about in that class and where it's talked about in the PowerPoints. You'll also find a PowerPoint for that particular class, okay? and then we'll have the lecture itself. Now, on the rare occasion that I will not physically be there for class, you will get a video to go with it, okay? And so the video will correspond with those things. There are 2 dates in summer that I'm going to be missing, so that's something to know already. But that's how that works. So that you'll have the topic list, the PowerPoints, the lecture, anything that goes with Alex, and the labs. Those are considered the bare minimum, all right? It is a lot of material and it is a lot of work. So you need to make sure that you're keeping up with it. It is, however, something that I have this term structured a little bit differently. In the past, we've used the adaptive functionalities of Alex to try and help students to know exactly where they are. What that means is that I cannot open access to components until you have completed the one before. That becomes problematic sometimes, because if you can't get through something, like if you just don't understand it, you can never go to the next thing. All right. So I'm trying something a little bit different with your section, and I'm setting them all as homeworks. And everything for Unit 1 will be open at the beginning. Everything for Unit 2 will open before the Unit 2 material starts, i.e. before the first test. And everything for Unit 3 will open before Unit 3 starts, i.e. before the Unit 2 test. Okay? Everything that is due for a particular unit, so Unit 1, all the materials for Unit 1, are due 2 days before the test. Why am I doing that? Because I want to make sure that you have time to assimilate everything for that particular test. Okay? So that's the goal. Now, that's for full credit. Now, can you do it after the fact and get less credit? Yeah, it's 40% reduction after that. Okay. That due date, the final due date for anything in Alex, is 8/5. Okay. I will give no extensions beyond that. And really, that's what you get what you get. You should have plenty of time to do all of this. As I have mentioned before, or as I will mention again, Alex takes time. It takes time to do this stuff. So do not wait until the last second. If you go into this 2 days before the test expecting that you can do every single thing in 2 hours, not going to happen. All right. We typically find that for a particular lecture, students are having to spend between 2 and 6 hours, depending on what they know and what they don't. So we don't want it to be excessive, but we also need to make sure that you understand. Okay. That's the goal. Now, if you have any questions, comments, problems, anything you run into in Alex or whatever, please let me know. I am more than happy to do what I can about any of it. So there's that. What else do I need to talk to you about? I think that's it. I think at this point that's everything you need to know. Material will start appearing in the shell in terms of those topic lists and the PowerPoints as soon as I can get to them, i.e. as soon as I've recorded some of these intro lectures, which I've been asked to do because people saw some stuff in the D2L shells and it didn't make sense to them. So that's why a lot of stuff is hidden now and why things are going the way they're going. So if you have any questions, comments, problems, please let me know. Oh, office hours. I do have office hours. They are Monday through Thursday, 12 to 1 p.m. They are held virtually, and there's a link for that in D2L, as well as in person. So on campus, my office location is building 970, room 302L. So you can come and see me for that during my office hours. But if that time doesn't work for you, let me know. I mean, realistically, they pay me to talk to you guys, so it's my job to make you understand as much as you can. Feel free to ask me for other times. It's not a big deal. Send me an email. We'll see what we can do. Okay? I think that's everything. So I hope that serves as a good introduction. I will be seeing you very, very soon. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks, guys. Bye.